Hey, Andrew Logan here. Great to be with you for another video. And today I want to talk about financial freedom, like I do in a lot of videos. But I want to talk about like the missing link. Like, what is this one missing link that means that you can get financial freedom? Because a lot of people have it as a goal, and whatever financial freedom means for you, whatever kind of dollar value or freedom value is on there. But most of us are in a set position and we're trying to achieve financial freedom, but so many people struggle with this step, this little middle step in the middle kind of ground on how to get there. So if we can look at that and what that needs to look like, then we can know that you're gonna get there. Like, if you know where you are, where you wanna be, and how to get there, it's just a matter of time and effort. I mean, there's no guarantee, obviously, but if you know your starting position, you know your destination, and you have the right vehicle, and that's what we want to talk about today, we find that right vehicle, then we just need fuel and time. We just need kind of motivation, energy, and time in the saddle. So, let's talk about it. Like, most of us start here. Terrible spelling. And most of us have a job, and then we want to get over to here, which is freedom. And that is like wealth, essentially. Money in your sleep. We want to get from like kind of where we are in our jobs, where we are in our lives, to this point of freedom where we have wealth. Now, wealth as a definition, as I said, kind of money in your sleep, but this is where your investments cover your cost of living. Okay, so you're making more from your investments, best greater than your costs. Okay, and if your investments are greater than your costs, you will make money while you sleep, and you will have freedom because you don't have to go to a job anymore. Your investment, your dividends, your rent, your wealth, all that kind of stuff are paying your cost of living. Now, if you raise your cost of living, okay, yes, now you've got to get more investments. Okay, you've got to get more investments because you raise your costs. But very simply, if you have investments that are greater than your costs, you have freedom. Okay, now we are over here. Now let's talk about pros and cons. Okay, freedom, obvious pro, freedom. The con is it can take a lot of time. If you're going to do it kind of, relatively safely and in a way that, is relatively low risk and one where you can sleep at night without kind of any stress, this can take time and or money, okay? Because these investments have to grow. And we talk about, planting money trees. We've got to sow these seeds. It takes time for the tree to bear fruit. It takes time for that house to pay, consistent rent all the time. It takes time for that stock portfolio to grow and really throw off dividends. Now, some people do get lucky, some people time the market, but we're just talking kind of average scenario, average person, not a lot of experience or knowledge on what to invest. We're just going to pick safe investments that we can just grow over time. Now, they will give us long-term wealth, freedom, legacy, all that kind of stuff, but they take time, okay? Here, the job. What is the great thing about a job? Now, people can be negative about jobs, but the great thing about jobs is that essentially your pay is almost immediate. It's a known quantity and it's paid very quickly. So you go to a job interview and they say, here's what you need to do, here are your tasks, here are your hours, and here's what we'll pay you. So bang, bang, bang. In investments, it's unknown. You're going to buy the house or you're going to buy the stocks, but you don't know its value next week, next year, in 10 years. You can guesstimate, but you don't know. You don't know if the housing market will boom or crash. You don't know if the stock market will boom or crash. You don't know if that stock's going to keep paying dividends. You don't know if your tenants are going to take care of your house. We have that unknown, which is a negative here, but we don't have it here. The negative about a job, and at the end of the day, there's a number of negatives about jobs as well. There's positives and negatives. The negative is that it's limited, okay? It is limited by time. How many hours can we do at work will define how much we get paid. So essentially we're on this seesaw where we can have time or money. And if we're in this job situation, it's one or the other. Really. If we want more money, we're going to do more hours at work, which means we have less free time. If we want more free time, we're going to take the day off, we're going to take the weekend off, we're going to take off those extra shifts, whatever it is, and we generally get less money. So people get caught on this seesaw. So we want to get from here over to here. Now, as I said, the biggest challenge is that this takes time and money. So we enter the side hustle, right? And we are Generation S. We are Generation Side Hustle. So everyone's like, I've got my job and now I've got a side hustle so that I can get closer to freedom. If I can bring in a secondary stream of income, I can start to have a bit more freedom in my life. I can move this seesaw a little bit. I can start to put money into investments and stuff like that. Now, some people unfortunately just lift their cost of living and they just end up on a big hamster wheel. That's another conversation. But the reality is, this side hustle is the missing link. We need to have our job that pays our cost of living and then our side hustle that allows us to invest. So if we've got our money coming in from here and our money coming in from here, then we can be pouring all of this money into our investments. And that's the way to accelerate investment. Put more money into them. So that compounding effect grows and that snowball grows. The challenge, of course, is that a lot of side hustles, a lot of popular side hustles, are still on this seesaw. So we think about like your Ubers and stuff like that. Like, oh, I'm side hustling with Uber, but we're still selling time for money. I understand there's a lot of benefits to Uber, of course. We can just pack it into the little sections of our life, but we still have to sell our time for money. We still have to go out and drive the car and sell our time for money. Now we could like Airbnb or something like that, but again, I've still got to do all the time and the sacrifice. And if I've got one spare bedroom over there, I can only get that one bedroom rented out one at a time, and I've got to go through the time and effort of finding people to stay in there. So when we have side hustles, this is like, the side hustle is the link, the missing link, okay? But we need to find a side hustle that offers us this, which is leverage. That's the key. How do we create more leverage? Because if it's a pure time money seesaw, we'll never get there. Unfortunately, this will just take too much time, and we'll just get sick of sacrificing our time. We need to find a side hustle that allows us leverage. Because if I can create leverage, then I can make a lot of money with time, or I can just do a small amount of time and still make good money. And that's where we get into leverage and residual income streams. And that's what I love about the network marketing industry, is at the end of the day, network marketing sells kind of residual financial freedom, but really, a handful of people get it for sure, but a small percentage of people get the residual and the freedom. For the majority, financial freedom comes from creating a leveraged distribution model, a network marketing model where we leverage out our network and we create teams of salespeople and teams of customers, teams of distributors, and we allow amazing leverage into our life. We get amazing leverage into our life here through the side hustle, and then we can pour huge amounts of money into our investment. So then we can even live off this, and you can go like full-time on your side hustle, but this is why I recommend still have this, but just go like part-time or casual. Because if you go full-time in your side hustle, and then you go part-time, a little bit less money, because you're not putting as much time in, but you can still pour that money. That's your angel investor, right? There's your investor going in to your freedom fund. There's the money from here going into your bucket. So we have a place where we're at. We have our start point and we have our destination, and we need a leveraged side hustle. And that is what is so great about network marketing. Yes, I love the network marketing industry. It is the greatest stepping stone on the way to financial freedom. Yes, there will be people who just hit this and just totally crush it. Some through luck, some through skills, some through good timing, all that kind of stuff. But there will be people who totally crush it and just go straight to freedom from there. But for most of us, we need to look at network marketing as a leveraged distribution model that provides the missing link, the beautiful, perfect side hustle into our life to allow us to buy more investments. So then we can buy the properties, then we can buy the stocks, and then we can plant those money trees. And then it might take 5-10 years, but you know what? Then we have this harvest that will feed us for the rest of our life.
That's what financial freedom is, right? Imagine if you use this leverage model to go out and plant all these seeds, plant all these fruit seeds, plant this huge harvest, and then as the harvest grows, you can use seeds off the fruit of those to, to plant more and grow more. We end up with this huge harvest that will feed us and our family forever, which is financial freedom. So side hustle leverage. The leverage of a good side hustle, because not all side hustles are created equal, the leverage of a good side hustle is the missing link in financial freedom. And this is what we should be celebrating. This is what we should be getting excited about. Rather than saying to people, hey, I'll show you how to get financial freedom, I'll show you the greatest side hustle on your way to financial freedom, and we will change this world. We will show people how amazing this industry is. Guys, we just need to explain it. We just need to show people why leverage is the key. So guys, as always, I hope that helps. Let me know. I hope it makes sense. Let me know if you got value out of this. As always, don't forget to click like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments section what value you've got out of this. Let me know, if this makes sense and if you understand it and you see it clearly now that you have the right vision and you have the right path and there's clarity going on there. Otherwise, guys, until our next video, I'll see you then.